The Hyundai i20 2026 just dropped into the spotlight, and here's the wild part, this might be the most surprising upgrade the i20 lineup has ever seen. But if this is truly the moment the i20 steps into a new league, what's the one hidden feature Hyundai quietly tucked inside that flips the script for everyday drivers? Stick around, because the reveal hits harder than you think and it's waiting near the end. The first thing that hits you from the outside is how much sharper and more grown-up it looks. The front grille feels wider, lower, like it's leaning forward ready to pounce. The LED DRLs cut through the air with this clean, almost electric glow, and the side profile has these subtle creases that catch the sun just right when you walk past it. Even the rear feels more planted, with a sleeker light bar and a stance that looks like it swallowed some confidence from bigger siblings. But the real shift doesn't happen here, it happens the second you step inside. Open the door and everything softens. The cabin wraps around you with this unexpectedly premium vibe, cushioned seats, cleaner lines, and just enough ambient lighting to make even routine commutes feel like mini escapes. The steering wheel feels more purposeful, the materials feel less budget hatchback, and more, you actually deserve something nice. And just when you start settling in, something futuristic peeks from the corner, nudging you to look closer. Because the tech in here, it's on a different frequency. You get a wide digital cluster that moves like liquid when you switch modes, and the touchscreen sits like a floating glass panel with faster responses than older models. Wireless everything, smoother animations, and a smart assistant that actually understands you instead of making you repeat yourself like you're arguing with your toaster. Here's the shocker, Hyundai added a cabin scent system with customizable aromas. Not a gimmick, a legit cartridge-based setup that changes the vibe of your drive instantly. Quick question though, if you could add one crazy feature to a hatchback, what would it be? Drop it in the comments because I'm bookmarking the best ones for a future video. When it comes to performance, the i20 2026 plays it clever. The 1.0-liter turbo pushes out around 120 horsepower with a dual clutch that feels tighter and less confused than before. The ride is smoother, corners feel more confident, and even in city traffic it never feels breathless. For families thinking long-term, mileage sits in a very healthy zone, efficient enough that you won't be crying at the fuel pump. And if you're wondering how it stacks up against something like the Tata Altras, let's just say the i20 now feels more polished, while the Altras still hits harder on raw stability. But the twist I teased earlier? That arrives now. Because the 2026 i20 hides a new micro-driver monitoring sensor that tracks fatigue without feeling intrusive. Instead of flashing aggressive warnings, it gradually adjusts cabin lighting and alerts you calmly, almost like a co-pilot who actually cares you get home safe. It's subtle, it's thoughtful, and honestly, it's the kind of innovation more cars need. All of this comes together into a car that feels designed not just to move you, but to understand you. Picture getting into your car after a long day and the seat adjusts, the lighting softens, the cabin scent eases the stress, and the drive home feels less like a chore and more like a reset button. That's the emotion Hyundai is aiming for here. So here's my verdict, the Hyundai i20 2026 isn't perfect, it's pricier, and some rivals offer more brute strength, but it finally feels like a hatchback that knows exactly who it's made for. What do you think, evolution or overhype? Backhand index pointing right, smash that like button if this car deserves the spotlight, drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe, because the next one might just blow this away.